surprisingly quiet out. Usually these tables are busy until late at night. Granted, it is chilly and damp. Everyone's probably inside, carousing. It'd be easier to walk around unnoticed if there were more people about, but I do get to operate in peace.
Who's there?
They're keeping Ireed Avenue closed at night, and the Tower Square remains inaccessible until next week's ceremony. The wreaths are part of the Harvest Festival tradition. A map of the southernmost parts of Mercuria. The ghetto's been burned to the ground. Whatever's left in there, it's ruins. A pumpkin, an odd vegetable, native to the Northlands. We have nothing like it in Azadir. Since the raid on Old Town, they've sectioned off more of the city at night. You can pass, but you need to answer questions. Those paper dragons are illegal. They've been arresting anyone caught running them, but new ones pop up every day.
The shadows are alive.
My veil won't work if I approach the guards and speak to them. They'll see me, and they'll have questions.
There's official Azadi business going on here. You'll want to turn around and walk away. Go on now, nothing to see here.
Anu told me some believe the wreaths protect homes from Yaga, the Wicker Witch. You put a wreath on your door to show that you've made proper offerings. This is an historical landmark of some sort. Shepard mentioned the name Abnaxis, an ambassador of the Vanage. It's locked. I could probably force it open, but I have no business in there. They've put up ornaments all over. Honor Hilaris has posted these bills everywhere. He's serious about his run for office. Under his leadership, the City Watch will fester and rot. They're building bonfires for Reap Moon's Eve next week. This pipe, that's probably a maintenance hatch, but it's locked. This pipe has a hinged panel in it, but I'll need a tool to open it. I envy those who can shut their doors at night and find peace inside. But that's why we fight, so that they can shut their doors and forget. That's probably a main... This pipe has a hinged panel in it, but I'll need a tool to open it.
If you're a ghost, just leave me be.
It's surprisingly quiet out. Usually these tables are busy until late at night. Granted, it is chilly and damp. Everyone's probably inside. Correct. Without that proud cock and the delightful little puss riding on it, the resistance would be in a dark place indeed.
You see that gentleman sitting over there? Don't look, you simpletons. Balance. You lot don't know much about subterfuge, do you? That man's an Azadi mechanic. He drinks here most nights, but I didn't know that part until I overheard him speaking to his friend earlier about the pipes. Seems that with the pipe network up and running, there's a lot of tinkering to be done. Our man over there carries a tool to open maintenance hatches.
If we can get inside a hatch...
We can maybe figure out what they're using the pipes for.
So we slit his throat and dump him in the bay.
Not in my bar, you won't.
If they find out we've taken his tools, the information could turn out to be useless.
Borrow his tools, open one of those pipes to have a look-see, and put the tools back before he notices. And that was probably what you were going to say when I interrupted you. Sorry. I'm actually surprised you're not agreeing with Liko, seeing how much you enjoy killing people.
If you can do it without him noticing, I won't stop you. But if the Azadi ever suspect that I'm collaborating with the Resistance...
That will not happen, Ulvik. What do you suggest, Kian?
Ulvik brought this to our attention. It's only fair that I include him in the decision. What do you think, Ulvik?
Me? Well, I think you three are resourceful in... instead of bickering about what to do, which is what usually happens, why not split up? There's every chance that one of you will come up with something that doesn't involve murder, the total destruction of my pub, or blowing my cover.
I agree.
We can't take too long.
He's on his second drink. He usually doesn't leave until he's had at least 3. And I can offer a few on the house to make him stay longer.
It's decided then. We'll meet again here later this evening.
Winner buys a round for everyone. No? No? It's not very motivating? Okay.
You wouldn't believe the amount of work that's required to keep the network running smoothly.
Alvik doesn't
the
have the most
engineering's
sophisticated
good,
or
but the
upscale clientele.
assemblies-
And I'm sure he's
Don't
happy about
put
that. He's a
military men
mechanic,
on a
working on the
civilian
pipe
job,
network.
is all I'm
And
saying.
he has a workbox with
This
tools.
requires fine skill, not brute force.
I'll just
See,
grab it and run.
If the connection
and keep
between
running
the
until the
pipes
city
are
and
off
all of
by
this is
even
behind
a
me.
hair's breadth, the orbs can start rattling around and get stuck. If that happens,
Could knock him over the head with the butt
Shadow.
of my blade, but
let's just say
I
the
don't think
tower.
Alvik...
Lyle, what do you want? Oh, I thought you were one of them. You know, the magicals. Goddess knows why there's still magicals in the city. Never mind. Take a seat, man, and I'll buy you a drink.
My apologies, I need to be elsewhere.
Oh, right.
At least they're not a raucous or unruly lot. Now's not the time.
The worst thing is crawlers in the tubes. What do you call them here? Offer's still good. Sit down, man.
They appear to be having a good time. Well deserved, too.
Those tubes will make our lives better.
Really? How's that?
There are mostly labourers and dock workers in this bar. It's the perfect cover for the resistance.
Have you found anything yet?
Not even me.
I'm working on it.
Enno and Nico are still out looking. And you're not. You should get to it.
I won't say no to a tasty bit of yam. I won't say no to a tasty bit of yam. Ulvik's provided Bip with a cot down there, among the wine caskets and beer barrels. Delicious.
What can I do for you, friend? Buy me a drink and I'll tell you my life story. Or buy me
Are
two
you
and
trying
you
to
can
ask
tell
me
me
up for a
yours.
dance? A kiss?
Well, buy
a
me
quick
three
walk in
and
a dark
anything
corner?
goes.
Come on, use your tongue, man. I'm not going anywhere with you. It's like my mother always says, a bushy beard conceals lustful demons.
I've seen you at the Rooster before. You're not a drinking man. So I spend so much time...
Why isn't there any music and dancing going on, Alvik?
I do miss
Start
old
the
town.
music
My
so that we can
curious
begin
just
the
the same without the
dancing.
magic ghetto.
Shh.
What?
Take a look around you. Is this the best place to lament the loss of magicals?
Do I smell magicals?
Honesty is the quickest way to... Those tubes will make our lives better.
Really?
I hate this light-forsaken city.
Ulvik told me
Shadow,
once of the
take
legend
me
of
if
the
I
onyx
don't.
cockerel,
My
high
curious
king
smells
of
like
all
rat
cocks.
shit and rotten fish. To here is the place for me, friend. Southern as a day.
Drink to that.
I should be getting...
Ulvik doesn't have the most sophisticated or upscale clientele, and I'm sure he's happy about that.
You're the only one not out there looking for a solution, Kia.
I won't say no to a tasty bit of yam. Before our arrival, the street lamps were lit with magic spells. They've been replaced with modern electricity. They've put up ornaments all over town for the Festival of Reaping. Harvest season is important in the Northlands. Goat eats leaves. Goat falls asleep. Interesting. Wait, goat eats leaves. Goat falls asleep. Interesting. Wait, I remember someone talking about this a while back. The mole, was it?
What exactly are you doing to that goat? Should I be jealous?
Jealous? Of whom? I don't understand what you're saying to me. Where have you been this past month?
Away. Far away. Travelling, so, This goat, what's going on here?
It's rebel business.
Clearly. How's that working out for you? Are you one of them now?
I'm atoning for my sins.
Right. But you are enjoying it.
I don't enjoy fighting my own people.
Well, you seem to be good at it. Word is the resistance is gaining support, that people have hope now that you're there.
I'm doing what I can to help.
I heard you went all out on our vile little Azadi officer. Torture and execution. You're colder than I thought, Kian. It might have been better to keep him alive, but I get it. I would have probably done the same in your place. And you got the information you needed. At least that explosive spell tore off a few limbs and heads.
What do you want?
Nothing. Nothing. I saw you. It's been a while. I wanted to say hello. Oh, I've missed this. Goats?
We have a lead on the pipes.
Oh, that explains everything. I'll leave you to it then. I'm going to the Rooster later tonight. I need to speak with Ulvik.
Maybe.
This is what I love about you, Kian. You're such a people person.
This is Evensong. It works on goats.
Well, then it should work on the Azadi too, eh?
I should be getting home. Just
One more ale on the house, star.
the road. A bit of Dolmari courage to help me get started. And
What a lovely head. This one smells different. Malty, sweet. It's almost like the sugar ale from Southern as a Day. Now, this is a brew, Ulvik. It tastes like home, this does. It brings tears to my eyes. It is simply
Hey. Hey! Are you awake? You're not awake.
Don't take too long out there. If he wakes up without his tools, there'll be questions and I won't have any good answers. You should get on with it. The Evensong's potent, but he will wake up before the night's over.
A tool for opening the maintenance hatches in the pipes. It's a map of the pipe network, with maintenance hatches marked in red. It won't budge. It needs a special tool to open. There's air flowing from right to left, like a tempest in a tube. The gale's blowing from right to left. Using this, I should be able to find one of the panels. There's a powerful wind blowing from right to left, and it carries something with it. Too quick to see, too fast to grab. I'll lose my fingers if I try and grab it. It's solid, and it's swift. It's a map of the pipe network, with maintenance hatches marked in red. There's a powerful wind blowing from right to left, and it carries something with it. Too quick to see, too fast to grab. This is what's called an arm, in the parlance of the metal artisans. That didn't accomplish anything. Whatever's in there just bounces off the pipe. Where did the orb come from? I should investigate where this pipe leads, hopefully to some answers. Stacks of hay to represent the harvest festival, the reaping. need to find a way into that building tonight.
Were you here when we had that horrible mess the other day?
I don't think so.
Or one of them, what are they called? Them ground crawlers.
Rats?
That's it, rats. One of them rats got into the pipes. Whoop! Got sucked right into the engine.
Whoa. That doesn't sound good.
Light, what a bloody mess. Literally. Guts, bones, hair, blood everywhere had to shut things down. And it was us who had to clean it. Engineers wouldn't touch it, said their hands are too valuable. I guess ours aren't.
It's a soldier's lot, isn't it? We do the grunt work. That's how it goes.
Well, I guess they think cleaning out rat guts is more important than us keeping watch and protecting them engineers in there.
Guess so.
There's official Azadi business going on here. You'll want to turn around and walk away.
The pipe carrying the metal orb leads into that building. I knew it was important. Those paper dragons are illegal. They've been arresting anyone caught running them, but new ones pop up every day. Since the raid on Old Town, they've sectioned off more of the city at night. You can pass, but you need to answer questions. The wreaths are part of the Harvest Festival tradition. These orbs rattle through the pipes like bullets through barrels. It's a pipe section, an elbow, I believe it's called in the parlance of metal artisans. This is... It's a...
Kim.
There's food left on the table.
So we meet again, Azadi. Prepare your blade for battle.
Goddess, it's late, boy. You should be in bed.
So should you. What you doing now? Chasing rats?
The boy appears genuinely interested. I've been told this is rare in I'm too busy to be talking to the boy, and he really shouldn't be out. Grown-up business. Go on home.
It's a free city. I can be wherever I want.
I don't think the guards will agree with that.
Still, not moving. When are you going to do any fighting? I haven't seen any fighting for weeks. I'm sure the Magicals would appreciate all your hard work running after rats. I know I do.
They're too quick.
You're not very good at catching rats, are you?
This reminds me of the story of the Teheran rat catcher. He too failed to grab the rats with his bare hands. Unfortunately, I don't remember how his story ended. Probably not well.
Oh, so close! Well, not really.
It's a leftover cheese and meats plate. I've dined here. The food's good. I would never have left any bits uneaten. Ah, yams. A few weeks ago I'd never tasted yams. Now I can't get enough. I'm a budding yam aficionado. They won't come close as long as I'm standing here.
This is more fun than throwing pebbles at Azadi guards.
These delicious things must hail from the western slopes of the first... I recognize this cheese. It's made from pungent Elgin milk. They won't come close as long as I'm standing here.
You're not very good at catching rats, are you? You're taking way too long. I'm getting bored.
No. I'll need to be clever about this.
Oh, so close!
They won't come close as long as I'm standing here.
This is more fun than...
They're too quick.
You're not very good at
They won't come close as long as I'm standing here.
Oh, so close!
This reminds me of the story of the Tehran rat catcher. He too failed to grab the rats with his bare hands. Unfortunately, I don't remember how his story ended. Probably not well.
This is more fun.
After the milk is fermented for a few months, they place tiny worms into it, and the worms digest the milk, excreting thick cheese from their tiny anuses. Bib, do me a favor. Take this back to the bar and give it to Ulvik.
What is it?
Stop being nosy or you'll lose it. Your nose, I mean. Ulvik knows what it is.
I dunno. What's in it for me?
I won't smack you upside your head.
You wouldn't do that anyway. What else?
Someday you'll make a ruthless merchant.
And perhaps a big cup of really strong ale?
You're...
You've got yourself a deal, Azadi.
They won't come close as long as I'm standing here. The shadow itself would hesitate to eat food that's passed through a worm's digestive tract. But it's really quite excellent. They won't come close as long as I'm standing here. No. I'll need to be clever about this. An Azadi grocery store. They sell foodstuffs from the motherland. It's popular with homesick military men.
He's out like an Iradian soldier on Rose Eve. You can grab his toolbox now, but be subtle about it. The room has eyes.
This is what... It's a pipe section. An elbow, I believe it's. I recognize this cheese. It's made from pungent. These orbs rattle through the pipes like bullets through barrels. Here's some particularly potent cheese. Filthy shadow spawn. Eat it. Eat it all. Is it breathing? I don't know. And I don't care. It's a rat, and it's not moving. They're too quick. Evensong, a herb that makes the wakeful sleep. Here's some particularly potent cheese. Filthy shadow spawn. Eat it. Eat it all. A comatose ground crawler. Just what I need. This reminds me of the story of the Teheran rat catcher. He too failed to grab the rats with his bare hands. Unfortunately, I don't remember how his story ended. Probably not well. It's a ground crawler, a snake tail, a brown fur, a street pigeon, a rat. Beloved child has many names. Soundly trounced.
What was that sound? It was a squishy sound, sort of like...
You've got to be kidding me. Not again. Shut a damn ground crawlers.
I guess it's on us to clean up the mess.
That bloody engineer in there's not going to do it. So yeah, it's on us.
Right. Well, let's get to it. No time like the present.
Looks empty. There's a strong current of air flowing through it. The pipe carrying the metal orb leads into that building. I knew it was important. More metal tubes leading down to these odd tables. He's one of the people who work here. I've noticed others like him entering and exiting. They're odd-looking. More of those odd metal orbs. They're doing something to them here, altering them. More of the metal machines that have been put up all over town. But these look different. Bigger, shinier, more modern.
You're not supposed to be here. This place is for engineers only. Please leave or I'll be forced to call the guards. I have a very loud voice when I'm scared.
One sound, and you'll be standing on the slopes of the first mountain, yelling at clouds.
Goddess. No problem. I'll be quiet as a... You're from Azadir. I've seen your profile in embroideries. I never forget a nose. You're the Apostle. Apostle Elvane. You're famous.
Maybe once. Now I'm just Kian. Your turn.
My turn what?
Your name. Who are you?
Firdaus. I'm Firdaus, lead engineer.
I don't know what that means. What do you do?
Don't you know? I thought you would have known. You know, from back when you were... I'm in charge of the team that encodes the spheres that make the engine tick.
What engine?
The engine that... you know, the engine. There's only one engine. The one that encompasses the entire city. It's what all the pipes are connected to. Didn't they tell you anything when you were... you know, before you were a traitor?
Assume that I know nothing. What is this engine for?
The engine calculates. That's why they call it the calculating engine. Big numbers, complex equations. My team, we give the engine instructions about how and what to calculate.
I understood none of that.
You can't be here. You're a fugitive, and this is a restricted zone. That's like 2 things that mean you shouldn't be here, and I could probably think of more if you need me to.
I have a sword, and I'm bigger than you.
Those are 2 things that count in your favor, granted.
So what does this calculating engine do? What's its purpose?
I'm really not supposed to. Right. Bigger and sword. As I said, it calculates. I mean, it does more than that, but that's what it was built to do. Its core functionality. It adds, subtracts, multiplies numbers, big numbers, and it does things with those numbers. Like, have you ever watched the stars in the sky at night?
I'm not just a man with a sword.
Of course. And you've seen how those stars move across the sky. Using a calculating engine, we can actually track those stars and predict where they're going to be in a year from now, or a century, or where they were a century ago.
Why are you tracking stars?
Well, we're not. I mean, it's just an example. We're not actually tracking stars. I mean, we're tracking dreams.
Dreams?
Dreams are very complex, which is why we need a big engine with lots of ticking parts to make complex calculations and predictions.
Right, so the part about not just being a man with a sword, assume that's all I am and start over.
Yes, fine. Those pipes crisscrossing the city, they're sort of like speaking tubes.
So, it's like a university?
Well, I guess. Yes. Yes, this is a good comparison. A whole city filled with clever brains. The spheres pass messages between the different masters, and between them and us. We write messages, and we interpret messages. We tell the individual brains what to think about, and then they do the thinking and report back to us. Now, this allows us to write ever more complex messages until finally we have the code we need, the ultimate message. That one we send to the tower.
Why?
Because that's where the biggest brain of them all is located. This is the hub of the pipe network, the engine's core, its heart, the nucleus of the meta... Well, you understand. The fact is, this is the most advanced and scientific task anyone's ever taken on, and we're...
Why are you doing it?
Well, I don't quite know. Because we can? Because no one else can?
So, you don't know what it's for?
I write the instructions. I'm the man in the middle. Someone tells me what they need, and I tell the engine how to compute the answer. This is my job.
Who knows what the engine is for?
The Six, probably. The Prophet, certainly. Emissary Saya, I would imagine.
Above your...
I was hired to write instructions for the engine and compute the spheres, not to ask questions. And not to answer yours either, Mir. You really should go before someone comes. We'll both be in terrible trouble. They usually check on me all the time. I wonder why they haven't.
I still don't understand. Why build all of this here in Mercuria? Why not in Sadir?
Because of the tower and what's below it. Vast eddies of, meta-energies.
Meta... Do you mean magic?
Magic? Magic? Of course not magic. This engine is the opposite of magic. An end to chaos and uncertainty. An end to superstition and irrationality. An end to magic. When the engine's fully operative and the programming complete, we won't need sorcerers or witchcraft anymore. We'll be able to do anything we want. Reshape reality, rewrite the laws of the cosmos, remove death and disease, poverty and warfare. The world will be run by scientists for the betterment of humanity.
What do dreams have to do with it?
The engine feeds on the building blocks of reality. Magic is highly detrimental to the system. See, sorcery causes chaos, injects uncertainties and fallacies into our calculations.
So, is that why magicals
are being relocated? We can't have them around while the engine's calculating.
You believe they're being relocated?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course. It's simple. The engine isn't compatible with magic, and we don't want anyone getting hurt. There's no room for sorcery in Mercuria.
They're being sent to prison camps.
Re-education camps. This is true, yes, but only temporarily. This is their first stop. After...
Do you really believe that? What would the magicals be re-educated to do? Forget that they're magicals? No, Firdaus. That's not the truth. They're imprisoned. Killed. They're not given a new home.
But they told us. They said they were... They promised they'd be safe and happy and... Oh, light protect them.
So this is why we're sending all the magicals away from Mercuria? Because of the engine?
Yes. Yes, I didn't know. There are children.
There are.
They lied to us.
Do you need to remove all magicals before starting up this calculating engine?
It's already running. I'm not... As long as the thaumaturgical interference is below the acceptable threshold for...
Pretend that I'm a very small and possibly very stupid child.
Oh. No. No, they don't need to get rid of all of the magicals. We'll be done instructing the network in a couple of days. After that, they can pull the lever whenever they want. That's the last component of the engine. The tower. The one that will start feeding on and molding the dreams. Changing the world for the better. Yeah. I believe the official ceremony is a few days from now. The emissary will be there, together with the First and the Prophet. And please don't kill me.
I'm not going to kill you. But what you're doing here is not the will of the goddess, Firdaus. Something is going on. Someone's...
Kian. I had a feeling it was you.
Mia? Goddess, what are you doing here, Hami? Where are your men?
Right outside. They can be here in seconds. You, engineer, what's your name?
I threatened him. He played no part in this.
Firdaus. I'm Firdaus. You lied.
I beg your pardon?
You promised they'd be safe.
I've no idea what you're talking about.
Go, Firdaus. This is not about you. Just remember what I told you. You're not doing the work of the goddess here.
Were you doing the work of the goddess when you murdered the warden of Friar's Keep?
He was a monster. He deserved death.
That may be, but he still deserved a trial. You're not judge and executioner, Kian. And Dar Donial was he a monster too.
How did you know that I... He exploited a Dalmari child. He would have been put to death.
He too deserved a trial. These lives were not for you to take, Kian. And you didn't stop there, did you? You've been busy. I've recognized your bloody handwork. You've shamed me. You've shamed Mother Utana.
You should be looking at what the emissary and...
Right now, I'm looking at you, and the young man of faith, honor, and integrity I once knew appears to be long gone. I should have realized the taking of Old Town was too easy. It was a distraction, designed to take my mind off the investigation. Commander Vamon and the emissary have been lying to me about your death. Why is that?
Because I'm a danger to them. And it's not the only thing they've lied to you about. This engine.
You betrayed us. You joined the enemy.
To stop Saya and Vamon, not to fight our people. Not to fight you.
Sister Saya is the emissary. Commander Vamon is your superior officer. They are your people.
They are traitors, Mia. They have betrayed our nation, our faith, and...
You should have come to me first, Apostle. You should have come to me. When I received word someone had been spotted entering this house, I had a feeling it was you. I entered alone for 2 reasons. One, as a courtesy to the mother. It would break her heart again to hear that you perished in dishonor, fighting my guard. And 2, you're living proof that Vamon has lied to me. I cannot reveal my hand to Vamon, but I also cannot let you go. You'll surrender to me now, without struggle, and you'll be brought to Sadir tonight, in secret. The courts will decide your fate. For the time being, while I sort out this mess, you'll be locked away under a false name. No one will know you're alive. When I'm ready to confront the commander and the emissary with their lies...
Ask Saya and Vamon about the camps, and what they're doing to...
You lied. You lied to us. You told us they would not be harmed. You told us they'd be safe. There were children!
Get off me, you idiot!
Go! Go, Kian! Make them pay for this!
Stop that! Get off me! I'll have you beheaded for this.
Shadow, damn you, man! Leave this place, now!
Yes?
Mother. It's the General. He asks to speak with you.
Send him in, child. Hami, is anything the matter?
It's Kian. He's alive.
Oh, Goddess. Goddess be praised. How do you know this?
He broke into the engine room down on City Green.
Light. What was he doing there?
Speaking with one of the engineers, Firdaus, a young man from the southern provinces. Kian said... Oh, well, it's of no consequence. He's a traitor. He's joined the resistance.
But
It is as I suspected. We have been lied to by Vamon and the emissary.
for what reason?
That I don't know. Yet. And until we do, we cannot confront them, Mother.
I agree. We don't know how firm their grip is on the tower. If they know that we know... What about Kian? Was he... How did he look to you?
He looked strong. Different, but strong.
He must have his reasons for doing what he's doing, Hami. Kian would never betray Azadir or his faith.
Perhaps, but that's what he's doing. I gave him the honorable choice to turn himself in and face righteous judgment. But he fled, like a coward, when the engineer attacked me.
Attacked?
I don't blame the man. Kian poisoned his mind with baseless lies. My men detained him, and I placed him somewhere safe, somewhere he can't tell anyone what he saw and heard. Out of Vamon's reach. We need to keep this between us, or we run the risk of alerting the commander and emissary Saya. Much as I'd like to hunt down Kian myself and put him to the sword, we must be patient.
Let's trust the goddess, Hami, to illuminate our path and bring us to the truth.
I certainly hope she will.
Kian, thank the balance your back. Bip's been...
They've taken him.
Taken, yeah.
Light. Are you sure it's Bip? I knew this would happen. We have no time to spare. We must get to him before...
The cloud ship just unmoored and is already heading for Gien. It's too late.
Then we must follow.
And abandon your mission here for one child's life.
Is it because he's a magical that he's not worth the trouble?
You're such an angry, angry man. Do you really want Kian to leave Mercuria and risk his life to save one boy? I thought so.
See? This is what happens when we murder Azadi soldiers just for the hell of it.
That has nothing to do with it. They're taking all the magicals away.
I know why, and I know what the pipes are for.
What?
Really?
Are you serious?
I'll explain later. Right now, we need to rescue the boy.
Well, you're not going after him.
That's not your decision to make, Anna.
Can we really afford to lose more people? I mean, we've lost so many, and the Ane's still in custody.
She should be dead.
Does your language even have a word for forgiveness?
Not that I'm aware of.
I need to think about this. I can't just abandon the boy, but... We can't stay here. The Azadi are hunting me. The General knows I'm alive.
Honey, how did that happen? Did you approach him? Are you trying to curry favors with your former masters?
Curry favors? How would I even... I'm not trying to curry any favors with...
Stop it, both of you! You're really annoying and loud. Let's get out of here before Ulvik gets in trouble for harboring a fugitive. Shepard will want to have a say in the discussion.
This isn't over, Kian.
Oh, hush.
Following the terrorist attack on Propast, where 8 I officers and 5 civilians were killed by Marxist Party members, the Syndicate has promised to maintain heightened security across Europolis until after the upcoming elections. The Propast district remains under full I lockdown and 24-hour curfew. We're now joined by Marek Farah in Propast. And Marek, how are regular people in Propast handling this very difficult situation?
Well, Rika, as you can see, the streets here are deserted, almost 2 months after the August attack on the I headquarters in Propast. There's
The eggs
security
aren't quite
everywhere,
done
and
yet.
everyone who goes outside is subject to random searches and arrests. There is a 24-hour curfew in effect, but people are allowed to traverse the districts as long as they carry the appropriate paperwork and submit to any searches and questions.
What about essentials like food and water, Marek? Are any stores or restaurants still open?
I think this is done.
Everything is closed, Rika,
Smells good.
but rations are distributed to residents of Propast on a regular basis. Medical personnel are on constant standby. No one here is in any immediate danger of starvation.
Has there been any indication of how long this lockdown will continue?
The syndicate is not saying, Rika, but spokespeople have hinted that
It's
Propast
standing
will
up
remain under
like an
syndicate
animal.
guardianship until
It hasn't
after
come
the
to that
election in
yet.
We appear to have lost our connection to Marek Farah in Propast. We will attempt to re-establish the connection. In the meantime, when we come back, we talk to someone very close to Marxist leader and terrorist mastermind Marta Rebus about her dark and...
Shit. Power's out again. I'm sure they're doing this just to screw with us. I'll have to check the emergency fuel cell in the kitchen cabinet. It should have kicked in by now.